let's begin our exam. So, in the
Yes,
first part, I'm going to ask you some question about yourself. So, what is your name and what should I call you?
yes. My full name is Muhammad Usman Aslam, and you can call me Usman.
So, Usman, do you work or study?
I am currently working as a medical officer in a government hospital. I have been working for the last 5 years at my current place of posting, and it has been a pleasant experience.
Right. So, how many family members do you have in your family?
We have five family members: my parents, myself, and my brother and my sister. My brother is married, so he is living separately on a separate floor.
All right. So, let's talk about unusual jobs. So, have you ever heard of a job that you found very unusual?
Honestly speaking, I'm stuck to my own profession, but and it has been a pleasant journey since I joined as a professional. Uh, but I have come to know about different new jobs due to the advent of technology. The innovations in technology has led to the creation of different new jobs. For example, freelancers. And I haven't had the experience to do that job, but I have come to know about such jobs, and this is all I can say about the new innovations that technology has made in the field of vacancies and occupations.
All right. Uh, so, let's talk about the night versus day. Are you a day person or a night person?
It depends. While working in the medical field, it varies a lot. Sometimes we have to work in the night shifts as well. Sometimes, while usually we work in the morning, and it's like after 4 to 5 days, we have to spend a night at the hospital while working as a professional. So it's like once in a week we have to work in the night shifts.
So, what do you usually do at night before going to bed?
Normally, being a person of this era, most of us are like doing the same thing, which I am doing. That is, uh, do the internet surfing, and I go through different news, and I like to remain connected to the world via having the knowledge about the current affairs. So this is usually what I do before going to the bed
Right.
or just before sleep.
All right. So, let's talk about your friends. What is your friend circle? Is it a very good, a big circle, or is it a very small kind of people?
Actually, I'm not a very extrovert person. So on the contrary, I am an introvert person, and I remain connected to my own matters, my job, and my study. But I do have a limited circle of friends, and my best friend is Sarah, and she has been knowing me for the last almost a decade now, and
Right.
it's our friendship has strengthened with the passage of time.
Right. Do you have any separate timeline for your friends to hang out?
Usually during the weeks, during the weekdays, we don't get this much time to meet. But yes, we try to remain connected via different applications through the gadgets. Uh, as living in a metro city usually makes the life a fast paced one, and we don't get this much time for our own selves during the weekdays when we are busy with our work. But yes, on the weekends, we do try to connect with each other, and we usually hang out and try to explore the new cafes and eateries in the town.
All right. That is the end of the part one. So let's move on to the next section, which will be the task two cue card. So here I'm providing you a cue card, and you'll spend 1 minute of your time thinking about the answer. You can take notes if necessary, and after that you'll be given 2 minutes to describe your answers. All right, your 1 minute time is over. Now you can start speaking.
Recently, I had the opportunity to see a cricket match. It was a test match between India and England. There was a series going on between both the sides about a month ago. So usually I don't watch test cricket, but this time the match was so fascinating that I got captivated by it, and I took keen interest in watching the game. And my original opinion was that India is the test champion team right now. And during the match, India was dominating. By the end of the first innings, India had a clear lead in the game. Uh, but during the second inning, English batters really played well and they turned the table. And the way they fought and struggled, it eventually led them to be the winners of the game. And I really felt ecstatic about it, and I was jubilant. I was on cloud nine after watching the game, and it just the overall lesson that I learned from the game is this: that never give up, never lose hope, and as there's a famous saying that fortune and love favor the brave. So English batters never opted to quit. They kept working hard, and eventually, slowly and steady, wins the race, as this is a famous saying. So eventually, they turned out to be the successors. So it's a story of enthusiasm and bravery, let me say. So this is what I learned from the game. And last but not the least, I had the opportunity to watch a good game of cricket. And what can be more interesting or fascinating for a cricket lover than that? So
That's the
this is all.
thank you for the explanation. That was the end of the part two. So let's move on to the next part, which I'll be asking you some questions regarding the cue card that you faced just now. So since these are discussion based questions, try to elaborate your answer while answering the questions. Let's talk about changing minds and beliefs. Why do people sometimes find it difficult to change their opinions?
I think it's not about changing the opinion. It's about having openness. And if someone is open to others' opinions and others' beliefs, I think it is not hard to change the opinion, to change your own opinion. However, if someone takes it as a personal matter, or or someone is egoistic or narcissistic, then it is hard to convince them, even if they are going in the wrong direction. So in that case, it becomes difficult to help them to change their opinion, even if it is in their own interest.
How can education influence people's beliefs over time?
I think education definitely influences people beliefs regarding the different things. Education helps people to get the quality of openness. It helps people to understand that even we, being humans, we can make mistakes, or we can be on the right, we can be on the wrong side of the opinion. So education definitely helps us to understand and mold and mend ourselves. So it is really very important to get good education and quality education
All right.
in the current time.
Let's talk about open mindedness in society. Are open minded people more successful in life?
It all depends upon the overall persona or the overall personality of a person, let me say. Only having one quality of being open minded is not going to help a person to achieve success. However, if the person is open minded, along with it, the person also possesses the quality of being a hard worker and has commitment and sheer determination, then the person is surely going to make it big. And be a successful person.
Right. Do you think social media helps or hinders open-minded thinking?
I think it all depends upon the users, the kind of use they are making of the social media. So if a person is making right use of social media, then it is going to shape you in a good way. And it is not about like putting a stigma to social media regarding either open-mindedness or not, or narrow-mindedness. So it's all about the way the person uses it. Nothing is good or bad. It is only the perception that a person gets from that thing, or the way a person uses that thing. So I don't think it actually there is something related to social media, and we can't stigmatize social media because of this thing, that it helps open-mindedness or it hinders open-mindedness.
Right.
It is only the way a person uses social media, and that it is the overall influence, overall impact of the society, the psychological impact, the social impact, along with the social media impact, that eventually leads to the strengthening of the open-mindedness, or leading to the
Right.
hindrance of open.
Thank you for the explanation. That was the end of the part three and also the end of our exam. So let me just quickly give you some feedback based on what we have discussed so far. So in your section, three sections, you were pretty much excellent. The range of vocabulary you were using pretty much, covers all the areas that is required. And the thing is like you use less filler sometimes, fillers like specifically, generally, well, let me think about, or let me give my opinion. Well, this type of natural filler should be used in your voice tone so that it sounds like more natural and obviously bring more clarity into your voice. All right. So these things are basically needed in some case, in some scenario, when you are describing yourself or describing your own viewpoint. Try to use some linking words to bring more clarity into your voice. So such as if you're adding more information, then we can say moreover, in additionally, additional to that, right? Because it gives more connection to your what you are explaining, right? So these things are pretty much necessary for a good speaker. But overall, if I tell you your overall performance, you got 7.5. That means you are a above good user.